walked on the Vert there. Vert seems to have no idea as he is in a very bad position. One Fletcher, a lovely frag here as GNE are looking for 6 on the board on their C-Serve. This is unheard of for them. The same number of rounds they're able to achieve against the entirety of Breezy. Saneri on Flatro! This is the GNE I really wanted to see. As Fozo left in the 1 versus 5, what the hell is he meant to do here on a FAMAS?
Well, try to find one at least, and that's going to be a good start. AK can be picked up and save the win to the next round, but that is still going to be quite tough to do, seeing as there is a little bit of residual cash there onto GXX, so the push is going to be happening out here from the T side, and they are going to be shutting him down 6-1. And there you have it. GNE take the overwhelming advantage into this first half. And of course, Space, they are responding quite well. They're calling out the tackle pauses. They're trying to figure stuff out here. But when you're seeing that finally your opposition is starting to wake back up, you're getting scared. It's normal, right? And into a buy like this one, it's going to be the Deagles again. Can they do it twice in a row on these Ecos? Can they bring back 2 back-to-back?
I mean, I don't want to say no. But I really hope the Killed Eagles are able to stave off this one.
Well,
yeah, I got a little bit ahead of myself last time. I thought that was going to lead to bad things, but it actually just led to Juan Fletcher going nuts at the start of the next round. And again, this is a bad news Eagles that brings me genuine joy because we know how good this team could be. They have made it to the legend stage of majors. They are the constant miracle story every time it comes to the majors cycle. They're pretty damn good on LAN as well. It's just, I don't know what happens in between majors. They just seem like a different team, and especially recently, especially the last 3-4 months I've been living in my new place, it's been evident and harrowing seeing their regression as it's gone worse than it ever has been since, again, they were back on Blink when this whole charade started.
Well, we're going to get back to that, but Larry does have the MP9 in hand, wants to shut down Synopsy here, and the young Ukrainian is going to be able to do that finally, picking up his first frag of the game here. Is going to be a good one as well. Down onto middle, the push comes on by here. GNE are trying to look in for a couple of frags, trying to trade it back. Lots of damage dealt onto the pistols, but the 5-7 manages to connect onto another one, and it's going to be Bolzel being taken on down. Scenari fighting Samba Chudik on the AK, leaves us in a 2v1. GXX on the AWP brings out the Glock in this situation, and that is scary, man, because right now a Glock is definitely not what you need, but what you're going to get. And that'll goes on down towards it, and it's going to be an AK versus the pistol, and he is going to go on down, and there you have it. They do manage to find 2 back-to-back. The ecos work out better than the full buy rounds, and Space managed to put up the second one on the board. So there you have it. Yeah, back to that conversation we were having, though, about the Guild Eagles.
Yeah, if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Right. Well,
they just really don't like pistols, because, I mean, yeah, evidently they've got an allergy to just pistols at this stage. I respect the effort there from the Orban to whip out his Glock, actually pick up the first frag, but why he decides not to pick up the MP9 on the floor underneath him, the A1S slightly further over in that clutch scenario, instead just continuing to wield the 7-bullet Glock. Not entirely a fan of that decision-making there. But Team Space clearly are, because that set them a wild round victory, a full buy and an AWP off the back of it. And GNE, yes, they've got everything they need in this round to make a pretty decent dent, but they are missing bits of util, they're missing their big green, and well, they're missing every opportunity to pick up what should be an otherwise free round. Yeah, maybe they take a bit of damage in the process, but they deal a lot of damage back on Juan Flatro. That is the second time in a row now they lose the pistols, and then Juan Flatro finds a painfully good entry. Derek forced off the angle back to Elevator, and Juan Flatro on 2 HP remaining has just single-handedly taken the A-bomb site. And they're not even going there either.
Yeah, they're saying, okay, we're going to bait you into thinking this is going to be an A hit, but Juan Flatro, he's woken back up, man. I absolutely love seeing his aggression back online, back into the server. And you know what? Sure, Chudik is going to try to bring it back, manage to find something like he did before. Larry in through the smoke as well, somehow connect on the scenario, but it's going to be a GXX and Rigon emptying up the side and finding 2. Ver is the last man standing, but everybody's down to low HP here, so it honestly could very well happen as he finds the AWP, shuts it down, needs to find Rigon, who's still on 63, still has a chance to find that AK to the body, to the tap there, and it is going to be Rigon finding that kill. and shutting him down 7-2. And GNE are still back in the game because you know what? Space just isn't going for an eco again.
Sorry, how has Juan Fletcher survived that entire round on 2 HP? I have no idea. Also, how is Vert so overlooked in that position? He just stands there, allows all of Guild to walk past him, finds the kill onto the AWP holding down CT, which very nearly wins him the round, but Rigon thankfully performing to an incredible caliber right now. 9-2 on Rigon. As GNE leads 7-2. This is one of the best Vertigo showings I have ever seen from GNE. And that's including the multi-finals. That's including up against Eternal Fire. I really want to see them not lose the pistols now, though. This is... Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh,
are you actually kidding me right now? What is so wrong about losing to the pistols? How?
The kryptonite here for GNE, I swear to God. Oh my. Okay, well,
I'll be back in 5, man.
We at least know what's gonna work for Space, right? If they want to bring it back sometime soon. Just going for pistols.
Please, just stop buying weapons, Team Space. I beg, just... That's actually stunned me. And now it's an eco for GNE. Are they going to be able to do it right on back? Okay, headshot from Synopsy, and then a double up from Team Space. Larry's got the angle, the nade's got the frag, as... Yeah, that's what's meant to happen against the pistols. Take notes, GNE. Goddamn.
Well, that's also the first round that Team Space have won that wasn't an eco, so that is something to look out for, right? 4-7. Now trying to bring it up to 5-7, perhaps Space will have something to look forward to onto that T side, but again, this is Vertigo we're talking about, so that T side is a little bit preferred, I would say. You know, being able to be aggressive and to just have those dogfights, start them off. I think that is a big advantage, especially for teams like Team Space. But GNE right now, they just need to figure out how they're going to be playing it out by themselves. And coming into it, it's a new round. It's round number 12, and it's going to be the start out here with Larry shutting down Synopsy. So there you have it. At least the full buy this time around for the last round of the first half is going to be starting things off with a bang.
Apologies for that cutout there. My internet's trying to censor me.
Yeah, they're trying to tell you something, man, right now.
Trying to tell me that I should probably be careful what I say with Bad News Eagles fan base, but 5 versus 4 now for Team Space. Ooh, that's a big nade. That's a nice capitalization from Scenery. Still a man disadvantage, not for much longer. GXX, a nice save. Are they going to be able to find anything more? Yes, they can. Rigon, perfect crosshair placement. Another man ripped out of the headshot angle. Vert taken down low by the nade as well. This is going to have to be down to Larry for the most part. But that nade, that complicates things. Now a 2v2, another man forced to have their attention focused on the bomb block. But he gets off in the nick of time, and Sceneri would have finished. 3 kills to this man's name, and an 8-4 half for GNE. That is the best Vertigo half we've seen from them in a damn long time.
What is going on right now, Sneaky? What are we watching? That was a 3v5 going in with full rifles, everything working out perfectly for Team Space side, and then just GXX and Neri, they find all of the frags needed on top of Headshot, on top of CT. They just take it all down, and they manage to find even Larry down there as the last man standing so damn easily. Headshots just connecting. This is a different GNE than what we've been seeing up until now, and an 8-4 is definitely a nice one on the half to be starting off for the CT side on their enemy's map pick.
GNE have won 2 of their last 13 Vertigos,
from what I've just checked. One of them was amazingly against Team Spirit, and the other was against the struggling Sprout, but that Spirit win was pretty much 11 of those 13 games ago. More recently, it has just been an unending struggle, a ridiculous ordeal. Just now, how does Pistols versus Pistols go for the likes of GNE? Team Space taking a little bit of space towards the top of A here. The opening duel taken by Synopsy, and Synopsy comes back in for more, but do they anticipate The short swing from 3 players.
Ooh.
Apparently they do, and very nicely. Everyone out of ammo, but somehow it's still Synopsy going back in for more. Double dipping, triple dipping, as he gets the assist on 2-0 as well. It's all down to Trunic in a 1 versus 5, and Corby a madman. But I think B&E might have actually just won against a round consisting of exclusively pistols.
Amazing, right? Impossible, some might say at this point in time, but I was surprised how Enzo stayed alive there up against the 3 people just running around the site, basically, in just having a couple of pirouettes there. But apparently it worked on out, so the IGL stayed alive for a little bit. Didn't really get too much done after that, but still it is going to be a flawless pistol round up out here for GNE. So definitely something changed, right? They talked it out in those 10 minutes of break that they had, and they were like, no. We're stopping right here, right now. We are not giving up on these playoffs as well. We didn't start off on the right foot on the online finals. Let's at least have East Europe be our playoffs. And, well, taking a look on down to it, it is going to be 9-4, and they're going to try to have the reverse sweep dream alive. But coming into it, it is going to be 9-4 up against Glocks with 2 MP9s and rifles, right, Sneaky? Should be double digits, right? Should be double digits.
I'm not saying anything. I have learned my lesson.
A word about this. It's fine, right? We're just
Okay, Team Space
Mhm.
are gonna do something in this round. They're gonna
Right.
do something in which GNE will respond with guns. And I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, they're gonna be using their mouse and keyboard to try to get through this round, surely. Okay, well.
So I
We'll
was
see.
buying time for myself to sneeze there. I did actually have something to say.
Sure, go ahead into the fight. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you. No, I anticipate in this round that GNE will be hitting double digits. I don't think that's going to be too much of a jinx. However, they do only have Rigon to face down the initial push on towards the B-bomb site, and Zero jump spotting gets his head ripped cleanly off. And that's why they call Rigon the top fragger. He's just farmed up every single eco frag that's come in his direction. That's a very clean round for GNE. 5 left alive, money built up. I was going to say Space, if they don't win this next round, I genuinely think GNE take Vertigo, which again feels such a relief to say out loud.
It does, but at the same time, we remember that GNE had struggles closing out maps, and we saw it onto Ancient. So let's again not fully jinx it away, because I'm sure some people already got mad from the first few. We're gonna hope to try to just take a look on down and be as objective as possible coming into round number 15 and the remaining rounds of Vertigo here, as I'm hearing a lot of bullets being fired off, but a lot of kills on the kill feeds. One Flatro, again, aggressive early into the fight, early into the game. They managed to find one, and GXX brings it back onto Enzo as well. So yeah, Sneaky, okay, I'm starting to convert on your side. I'm starting to get very jolly and excited as well that GNE are pulling this one through, as much of a pessimist as I'm trying not to be right now. But Team Space, they kind of fumbled the bag a little bit here, haven't they? We've been talking about GNE all this time, but we also have to talk about the fact that Team Space did manage to just win on Ancient, on their enemy's map pick, and now on their own map pick, on a map which we know that GNE have struggles on. They can't really find themselves off the ground.
I mean, yeah, I've been such a pessimist as of late when it comes to this
GNE lineup, and I'm confessing my sins here. I really did just rule them out of this second map. I thought it might be a little bit closer than it's been in the past, but I really did not think they would have this in their back pocket. I've just been left wanting for so long, but when it's finally down good in front of me, I can't quite believe that it's real. As Vert, in the meantime, does at least pick up another frag, but Scenario is there to block off on short. That's a perfect trade, and look at Rigon playing with confidence. Does damage with his GXX and Scenario to convert the 2 final frags. That is an excellent come-round win. Team Space, they've got to go for an eco here, as Guild Eagles are just 2 away from converting, and this time they've got a damn better chance of doing so.
They do indeed. 11-4. And they're just 2 away. They're just 2 away right now, Sneaky, coming into it. It is going to be pistols again, though. The Bane and the Kryptonite out here for GND. So, Team Space, looking down on round number 16.
I'm trying to figure out the logic behind why this works on the pistols, and I'm presuming that's because Team Space just have nothing to lose, right? They're just going into it, and they're going in head first, and they're taking G&E by surprise. That's basically how they won 3 rounds off of the ecos, right? That's the only way I can see this make sense. So, coming into it, perhaps G&E are a little bit more prepared, and they are holding in their angles a little bit closer to the cover. So they should be able to take down this push coming into this B side. We'll see it happen though. Coming in already, it is going to be Fozel falling down first. And then second up is going to be Mr. Shiner or Fozel, whatever you like to call him right now. Bert falling down as well. And one by one, they will all fall. Dominoes in front of your very eyes. It's 12-4 and Sneaky. We are into 12-4. GNE need one more round and they could take away Vertigo on a 13-4.
That would be quite the statement piece, wouldn't it? Coming on to Mirage, the map most commonly associated with Bad News Eagles, off the back of this degree of momentum? Oh, what a way this would be to make it into the quarterfinals. Again, G&E have just been battered and bruised, left wanting so many times. They are invited to pretty much every playoff bracket we've had here for the longest time at CCT. And yet they've never won one. They've come second twice in South Europe, to the best of my memory. Initially losing to an inform Aurora, I believe the next one was up against Sora's. Hold on a minute, G&E. They're looking to Saw Team Space in half right here and now. It's a 3 versus 3. GXX back at the sandbags. Does give up his position with that nade. Doesn't actually do all that much damage either. He's very much in the danger zone, but so now is Team Space. Down goes Larry. Excuse me, Larry finds a frag. It's Trudy going down, but Fozel keeps the dream alive for a little bit longer. Do they anticipate Rigon's flight? Will they be able to deal with it? Yes, they will. Larry puts him to bed. Finally a bit on the board for Team Space.
There you have it. I mean, Rigon, we've seen him clutch up time and time again, so I was getting a jolt in my heart there, skip in the beat, when I saw him trying to go in back for the retake. He was going face to face there, and if he just wide peeked a little bit more, was a little bit more confident, I think he would have been able to find Larry too. But Larry shuts him down in a very nice manner, and this is 12-5. So again, closing things out is a little bit tough here for GNE, but they should have more than enough time to just, you know, take it slowly, take a chill pill, just take a step back and see where they want to go, see what they want to do, how they want to close this one off. Right now, they're changing their strats a little bit. 2 people down on A, 2 people down on middle, and having that anchor onto Rigon for the B side doesn't seem half bad for round number 18. Of course, again, yeah, we'll have all the time in the world to experiment, but looking down at how it's looking, 12-5, we should be seeing Mirage up next. How are you feeling about Mirage, Nikki?
Again, if we get this degree of B&E, then Mirage should be an absolute stomp in their favour. It is the classic B&E map, because their pucky style used to lean so heavily into it. They just run out onto a bomb site, one-tap everyone, doing what Hunflatro has been doing for the majority of this game, but Rigon unfortunately unable to stand his ground, and neither is Hunflatro, the 2 top fraggers for the GNE side. Trunic also on a mid-lurk. Team Space actually bringing out a lot of tips and tricks here, but before the game comes to a close, Synopsy, I don't know how this man is still alive, nor how GXX has found a smoke kill, but Fozel will punish him right on back. And this is one of the biggest criticisms I have of B&E's CT side. They will go for a retake even if the round is absolutely lost. That rifle, had it have been saved over, could have been dropped into the hands of Rigon. We could have another buy rounds here. But instead, he goes for the hero 1v3, and that's another one of the main reasons Guild Eagles on a lead can never close out on the CT half of Vertigo.
Well, at this point in time, yeah, I was expecting to still see the force buy coming on out, even with Rigon nothing to work with. That MP9 is going to be coming in heavily on the buy, and he thought about it long and hard, right? He bought at the last second because he was thinking in his head, do I buy the Deagle here and just try to play it safe with util, or do I buy up the MP9 and try to close it out? And that's their mentality right now. GNE are just trying to close it out as desperately as they can, and they're just hoping to find that breakthrough, find that miracle round to shut them down. And right now, that is going to be a great start. One Fletcher finds 1 and 2 for 1, so that is going to be a brand discounted deal. And coming into it right now, it's only Fozel left alive in a 1v2. This is why they bought up the MP9. Rigon now has something to work with, and Fozel picks up the bomb, gets hurt, and gets tapped away 13-6. And a beautiful performance being brought out here by the Guild Eagles side. They managed to take away their enemy's map pick on a map they struggled so hard on. so much on. And now they managed to take us over to the decider of this best of 3.
Perhaps I was the curse. You know,
Perhaps so.
the day I'm stopping casting for a while is the day that Bad News Eagles decide, you know what? We're going to show up today. We're going to have a very good Vertigo. Bearing in mind, what was their Vertigo win rate coming into this? 17%? 14%, excuse me, of the 7 maps they played in the past 3 months. And as I said, if we stretch back a little bit further, they'd won 2 of the past 13 matches on Vertigo, which is not a pretty figure. Team Space come in with the punish pick. They get absolutely obliterated. And now we go on to B&E's highest rated map, a 77% win rate on Mirage. And they're looking to punish Team Space for ever daring to come up against in this degree. We'll have to find out who takes this map, who takes this series, and goes on to the quarterfinals after a short break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes.
to reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, to the decider of this best of 3. The Guild Eagles have cooked, and we've let it boil, we've let it simmer, and now we are ready to see what Mirage has in store for us. Sneaky, this is one hell of a way to be sending you off here into your first best of 3 of the day. But it is going to be Mirage, it is going to be this decider, and it's a map that both teams absolutely love. So, what do you think?
Well, I think that this round's probably going to go in favour of Team Space, at least for a bomb plot, because G&E are playing a full 5-man retake, and Fozil has just outranged the USP with a P250. Lovely headshot onto one flat through there as Scenery charging up through CT. Does have Rigon on the dastardly duel, Baratas to assist him at N0. Playing around the smoke, decapitates an upseat. Nice punch to the face there as the bomb continues to tick away. There is a kit on Scenery, Rigon as well. Walking into the Lion's Den, doesn't check fully though, and Trunic strike. That'll be the end of that round as Team Space are able to put the first round on the board by nature of kills. But yes, I'm incredibly excited. We're here again on the sandy streets of Morocco. Pistol round is always a little bit 50-50. And so the Guild Eagles, as long as they let this round slip by them, save up their money for that third round, that's where things get interesting. I want to see the Guild Eagles perform to the same degree as they did in that second map, because I sorely miss it.
Well, indeed, so there is going to be a deagle botted by Rigon as he did find that kill into the last round, but that's going to be that here for round number 2. So again, another gamble second towards B this time. They have to play it like this. It is only a round after they lost the pistol. But coming down to Mirage out here, it is going to be Team Space trying to show that perhaps Vertigo was just a fluke, right? It was still, Team Space, remember, they were the ones bringing it back there onto Ancient Man to shut down G&E after overtime has been hit, right? So this is a team that doesn't like to back down easily, even though we do hope to see more and more action coming in from G&E. You always should be expecting the follow-up as well coming in from the other side. And Zero now falling down to the USPs as well. And that's already going to be 2 frags being made out here by the CT side. If they find the third as well, it's going to be great, but it's not going to happen. Larry finds 3 kills in this round. And it is going to be 2-0 for the start off here onto the TS side.
Yeah, a small victory there early doors with the 2 USP kills. That's a nice little couple of consolation frags. That's coming into this third round of play. The Guild Eagles are pretty decent lie behind them. Space, not much of a bonus. They can, of course, fully invest here. Do they chuck out an orb into the mix? That could be interesting. It could be a bit spicy. But instead, they go for the 5 AK buy, and I think that's definitely appropriate for the given situation.
I do believe so. But it's full buy versus full buy right now, and see, I'm not seeing a defuse kit. They're not trying to play for retakes. They're just trying to play for the shutdown completely. Rigon takes down 2 in through mid, in through the smokes, and that is a beautiful way to start off the round here for the G&E side. A Scenario already knows where the enemy lineup is. He's going to be able to find one, looking in for the second with the USP. Is going to be helped on by Rigon, who finds the triple, shuts down the round, and just absolutely connects. Onto every single shot he takes, this man, he is ready to go. And we're talking about Rigon being the top fragger of the Prezi game there beforehand, whereas we're usually looking towards one Flatro to really star rifle usually. Rigon right now is coming back up as well and is having a decent showing for the start of Mirage.
Yeah, he was not quite top fragged. It was actually Synopsy, which threw me... caught me by surprise a little bit there, as Fozo catches Synopsy, as aforementioned, by surprise. A 1 versus 2, 45 seconds remaining. Both of these players are on full HP. They do have a bit of a crossfire assemble. Let's say crossfire. They're both just staring at the apartments, but with that smoke, Fozo is delayed a little bit further, but it still looks like he wants to give this one a say. He wants to get into this round. And Scenario in the danger zone if he's not careful. Peering around the back of the bomb site, has got 25 seconds left to waste here. As out of the apartments, Boseville drops, and it's a drop straight into an early demise. As G&E put their first round up on the board, and they do it arguably in the most important round, the opening gun round of the map.
Indeed. So now, round number 20, God. Round number 4. We're still ways away from round number 24. We did get to play up until round number 24, so that's kind of why I was in my head like, yeah, ancient. That was the thing. But now, it's far away from the jungle. It's into the streets of Morocco, as you did mention. And GXX is on a scout, actually, onto this force buy. So it's looking good, right? Because we do have a lot of util. We are looking good on the Fuse kit as well. GXX even managed to find half HP there onto Fozil. But as far as starts go, this isn't half bad for the CT side, and there I jinxed it because it's coming on down to Vert finding one Fozil and Larry finding trades back away as well. This is absolutely just going in the way of Team Space for the early game. And there is a Deagle there onto Vert as well, left in a 2v3 here. Could be caught off guard by Synopsy, but of course, looking down in through connector, it is going to be Fozil as well, trying to get inside of this A side as the bomb is making its way on over to the first letter of the alphabet. We are going to be having GXX holding that angle in from short as well. There's a lot of mid-range play here for both of these sides on Mirage.
Ooh. What I wanted to ask though is, does Synopsy get cleared? GXX in the meantime peering in towards middle, upgrade to scout to an A1S. That's definitely the right call here. Look at that. Does he clear Synopsy? Does he spot him in the corner of his eye? Does Synopsy go for another swing here to confirm information? Oh, there's so many if, buts, and maybes, but Fozil deals an absolutes. GXX to fall. Synopsy doesn't get cleared, but oh, that's a perfect adjustment from the Deagler. Bird gets a one tap, and that is not a good round for the GNE side. Their economy now broken off the back of this. Space look to put themselves ahead 4-1.
I like the reference you made there with the absolutes, but coming into this one, Space, my goodness. They managed to take up an absolute behemoth of a round because now momentum goes back into their side. Look at the buy coming in from GNE, right? It's most likely going to be 4-1 here, seeing as we only have 2 Deagles and a P250 left to work with out here for the CT side. And if that's all we have to work with here for the CT side, I mean, Juan Flatcher, he's going to try his damn best, but at this point, you're going to have to say nice try and get into round number 6, right? Getting into the A side here, it is going to be a little bit of a fight. One Flatro proving me wrong. Let's see if it works for the second time around as well. As the nade does dink him down a little bit more than just a little bit. There you have it. Leg shot connecting onto the jumping player, but Fozil still left alive. Flash over the top. And that is going to be Rigon dead and out of the fight. 4-1. And Team Space do still hold on to this advantage, but do you think it's a big enough of advantage that the Guild Eagles can bring back from here onto the CT side? Mirage is always 50-50 in my eyes.
I mean, bearing in mind that we are 5 rounds into the game, and yes, being 5 rounds into a game has a lot more impact in CS2 than it does in Go, given that you're pretty much halfway through the half already.
Yep.
I reckon, yeah, there's still plenty of time for them to come back, but they are running out of time to come back into this half. The Space are just 2 rounds away from guaranteeing themselves at least an equaliser coming onto their CT side. Now, Guildner's Eagles still pretty good at both sides of the equation here. They do like the flashy style of being able to run it down on the T. It's actually why they chose to start T side on the previous map of Vertigo. It's not something I brought up as a talking point at the time, as Rigon unfortunately can't land the crouch jump because crouch jumping in CS2 is still horrendous and inconsistent. But and Zero taking mid-control here needs to be very consistent and find Synopsy. They're a man down right now, and that would have been the perfect frag to find, but instead it's Synopsy slipping the net and stops to smoke down the bottom of connector as well as Rigon. Ooh, that's a risky play, but he gets away with a kill and maybe his life. Yes, Synopsy supports and Rigon does go down in the end, but Fozil, now the bigger problem. This 2v3 is still very losable for GNE.
It is indeed N0 trying to catch off guard here for Scenario as well. N0 to try to hold on for his dear life as long as he can when Fletcher gets spotted. And N0 comes back around here, but the damage hasn't been dealt really. For now, it's going to be a 1-for-1. Fozil brings it back in a 10-second delay. Leaves them from the bomb and into the site. He's bringing out the knife, and there's not enough time. Synopsy gets checked and not taken down. He wins that duel, and it was getting risky here for Synopsy. If he would have gone on down, that would have been another round for Team Space. But at least it was not for this time. Out here, the Guild Eagles still stay alive, and it is going to be a 2-4 out into round number 7 as we go.
Oh, that was stressful. If Juan Flatro doesn't find that frag in towards window, that round is probably a lost cause for the Guild Eagles.
But
G&E.
it was a really good play coming out there from Rigon, actually, being aggressive
Yeah.
as always.
Rigon finding, what, 2 kills there? Or at least setting them up for 2 kills there?
Yeah.
Was the perfect play. The swing in window, the supplement from Connector, but then they lose the 3v2 advantage. Then they start losing players. It gets down to that 1v1, but it's again Space losing around like that on time. I mean, we go back to Ancient, and we had another scenario very similar, where they end up getting the kill with about a second to spare. Guild Eagles are going to be breathing a sigh of relief that they don't let that happen again, and arguably in the far more important scenario of Map 3, this is where we decide who goes through to our quarterfinals.
Exactly. And at this point in time, I don't really know who to rank as the most aggressive player in the Bad News Eagles, Guild Eagles lineup right now, because Rigon is looking right up there, but Juan Flatro has been having an insane vertigo to be getting on over to this point in time, on over to the decider. So I'm looking forward to see what they'll do onto the T side, but for now, it's still round number 7 well inside of the CT side, and nobody checked out here for Rigon, who manages to take down 2, but gets traded immediately back by the Guild Eagles and AK's Fozil, and it is going to be Trunic, well, Vert as well, finding another frag. Coming into it, Vert looking in for more. Still Synopsy down to 19. AWP hits a leg shot, and it is going to be Larry still playing out there in towards Palace, getting inside of the side, checking in for Stairs player. Synopsy down to 5 HP. He has the defuse kit as well. Coming in, Juan Flatro needs to find the 1v1 up against Fozil, who is 11-2 by the way, Sneaky right now. He is absolutely popping off. And the Fire Serpent, well, it's about to be breathing a little bit of fire too.
Yeah, G&E cannot afford to allow the individuals of Team Space to get up to the same degree of caliber that they had on Ancient, as Larry will miss a critical shot. And when Flatro susses out where Fozil is residing, Fozil finds the first kill, goes for the swing, but it will be Juan Flatro to convert the round, convert the frag, and with that, the orb can be saved, and a fuse get picked on up. And G&E will defuse into a 3rd round on the board. Every single one of these rounds coming down to the wire. Either one of these 2 economies could be broken in an instant. But with that lost bonus, with that bomb plant, it will be Team Space slowly building back up into a gun round by, at least for this one, they will be on to nothing more than pistols. But Guild Eagles, yeah, we've seen what happened when they were up against pistols in the previous map. They need to do their best to cling on here. This is a much more significant round. This is for the equalizer here.
It is indeed for the equalizer, and at this point in time, they have to go in for plays like the Hero AK. It's the only thing they can do. Coming on in, Fozil, he's looking absolutely deadly, right? He's looking like the Trunic of Ancient. But right now, what he needs to do is stay consistent and stay strong. Rigon gets zinked on down to 26. He struggles to find a spray onto N0, but does shut him down in the end. The pushing towards the A side is going to happen here. Synopsy trying to do his best to hold on by, and Fozil is going to fall on down with limited bullets left remaining on the mag for the A1S. Synopsy is going to fall on down, but Vert has no way of getting out of that predicament, so it is going to be 4-4. They've equalized it back. The Guild Eagles, they are in this game. Mirage is going to be played, and I think we're going to get a rendition of that Ancient in ways that you might not be expecting. I think we're going to be going all the way on over to round number 24 here.
Well, I hope so. We're deserving of it, given the circumstances. Also, just a quick update. Team Space are a CT-sided team, so the more rounds they get on the T side here, the much better their chances are of still being able to steal this map away from G&E. Now, we've seen G&E not picking into Mirage anywhere near as much as of late. At least in the terms I've seen them, they preferred that preferred that Ancient pick, because it does eliminate some of the randomness that does come with a Mirage game. It is that bit more puggy. It is a lot more momentum-based than some of the other maps. As Synopsy, I think he's about to be caught up in a whirlwind of momentum, at least movement-wise from Team Space. Some support would be nice sooner rather than later, as this smoke wall is geared on up. Synopsy can't actually swing wide without being at a disadvantage. Big kill from N0, but excellent response from Rigon and Juan Flatro. This round could still well be cleaned up quite nicely. Larry, on the dig, though, keeps us guessing, keeps us in trouble. The scenario now crosses the site.
Remember, half experimenting off the Trunic in the 1v3 right now. Has to pull down to the bomb, and he's by himself, and he's gonna fall down too. There you have it. 5-4, and the Guild News Eagles are gonna be getting themselves up to the advantage here on their decider map pick. And coming down to it, it's very important that we get to see the AK being saved away here for Scenari. They are going to be getting into round number 10 here with a huge advantage, which is going to be that space. Even though they have a lost bonus maxed on out, they will not be having a buy with this force coming on around the corner. Utility is not looking that great either. So this is about to be a test of might here for Team Space. Can they bring about a couple more rounds, or is this going to be the end of the first half? Is this going to be Guild Eagles taking away themselves for the first half on Mirage and preparing themselves for a well-oiled machine on the T side?
Well, only time will tell here. This G&E, I believe this is their 5th game on CS2 Mirage. And so far it's been going alright, but Larry ensures that this round not so much. Scenari cut him down as he aggresses in the B apartment. Not something he's really gone for just yet. And Larry promptly punishes as G&E now actually start gambling over towards an A lean here. Juan Fletcher realizes that perhaps this is not the best point of action. As a shout out to Rigon, by the way, 13 in 7, a monster tally. GXX on the flip side, nowhere near the same caliber of performance as the second map. He's 1 in 7, and we're going to need to see a hell of a lot more of GXX by the end of Mirage here, especially given that this is the CT side. Synopsy smokes off in window. As now Team Space ebb their way towards B. This is the perfect distraction in middle. For the meantime, though, this is going to be an absolute freebie of a round. I hope G&E save.
Like a sideshow out here on mid. It is going to be a lot of damage dealt to Trudy, but he doesn't fall down yet. Juan Fletcher does manage to shut him down and bring back the scoreline on the manpower. Synopsy is going to be traded on back away as well onto this B side. They are going to be going in for it again. This is significant, and this is an absolute killer of a round there into the B side. Going in 1 by 1, find the trades back. It's going to be GXX being traded away as well. Larry left in a 1v1, and this is something we always get to see out of G&E. They're always going in for the retakes, always trying to find this. They weren't going to go in for the save any day of the week there, Sneaky, and they didn't, and they lost it in the end. So Larry manages to save away the day here, and Space managed to put up 5, making this one way more competitive than I think you were expecting it to be.
Okay, in fairness to G&E there, they did a damn good job on the retake up until that last frag. They play a little bit too individualistically, aren't able to deny the bomb from going down either. If the bomb was actually denied there, then I reckon they stand a much better chance of converting the round come the end of it. But the time pressure added an extra sense of urgency as Team Space now perhaps an extra layer of confidence. Fozil in the back of Palace, up close and personal with GXX going 2 in 8 right now. A 0.25 KD. Yeah, the most expensive purchase of every round, but it does deliver in this one. Synopsy as well, holding a peculiar and unusual angle. Will be able to swing into N0, but unfortunately N0 comes out on top of that engagement. GXX, Molly back, he's going to die here. Not a chance of him escaping. Perfectly played so far by Team Space. Larry, great adjustment. And Scenari Denade's going to land far too wide. There is no chance of him catching the low HP player with that.
Not for now. Definitely not. One Fletcher's going to fall down as well. Scenari, last man standing, doesn't even find a single frag. And there you have yourselves round number 11. Moving on into the last round of the first half here. It's going to be tough. Honestly, Guild Eagles looking down at a round deficit, moving on to 7-5 with that bye. How are they going to be playing it on over to their T side? It's definitely going to be the harder side as well, but are the Guild Eagles ready for a T side here, Ziki? Do you think that they're a team that can manage their T sides better than their CT sides right now? Because for now, that's kind of what we've been seeing.
It's a good question. I reckon G&E are going to struggle in the second half. They are a slightly preferential CT-sided team, and Team Space much prefer that defense. And in the meantime, Larry under pressure here, but will survive. Synopsy good for a single kill for now, but that trade onto GXX, it's so damn costly. Disposal not anticipating Synopsy here, gets very peppered as Rigon. Hold on a minute, he's landed a 1D elsewhere. He's in T-spawn. How the hell does this happen? Trunic is on B. It's a bit of a pandemonium show out here, but in the meantime, in towards T-spawn, field with not just one, but both. As Rigon in the back lines finds another frag, How the hell is Rickon still alive and kicking to this degree?
Regon just went around here and managed to actually find...
Wait, look at
just
Trunic.
walk on by. It's a 2v1. Trunic has to find this one. Finding 2 AKs as well, picked up from the ground. This is going to be so tough to deal with. Trunic, he has a smoke and a flash, but he's not going to have time to work it out. Doesn't check it for one Fletro, and they actually managed to win an eco round. I jinxed them all. Look at that go, 6-6, and they make this half so damn even. Oh my. That was Rigon. That was Rigon and Fletro all day.
Yeah, Rigon getting 2 kills on the Deagle in the back lines, finding a perfect timing in towards C-Spawn. That round was nothing but confusion, and Rigon was thriving in it. Equalised scoreline coming into the second half. There are still even chances here for both teams. This pistol round will decide who gets likely 2 rounds ahead early doors. G&E can win this. If G&E can go 1-for-1 in pistols in this third and final map, it would be such a huge boost for them, especially since Team Space are playing a similar line as the Eagles did, leaving only a single offender on A for now. But as those smokes come on in, look at how fast this rotation is. As much as they are blocked off, they will at least be able to do some damage as Larry starts proceedings. But Rigon, the double dink at range is massive.
That was absolutely insane. It is going to be the trade on back from Vert, though, finding Rigon, shutting him down. It is going to be a 4v4 up close now. No defused remaining, though, for the CT side, so they have to shut them down as fast as possible. But apparently that's exactly what G&E are going to be doing, hearing me out and doing it on their own. Are going to be sending them down. Look at how they're lined up there for CT, just trying to peek on by, one after the other. The conga line is just going to fall, and this is going to be 7-6 in favor of the T side now. Taking them away, and yeah, most likely finding 8-6 here, seeing as the CT side can't really afford to go in on a force fight for the second round after they just lost the pistol.
So GXX and Scenario there hit everyone except the sole person they were aiming at. The conga line of carnage comes on in, and everybody's mowing on down. G&E, big set on the board. The Space now almost certainly won't be forcing into the second. They are on the CT side. It is ill-advised to try and outbuy yourselves before you can afford the full guns in the third. So Guild Eagles should be heading up onto 8 rounds here, which puts them in good standing, but it won't make them invincible. In fact, with those Galils, if they can keep most of their players alive, there'll be a bit of a bonus round coming on through. As they really don't have all that much money left here, and I am still very nervous about Team Space peppering away with those pistols. As much as I don't think they're going to win this round out with just a single Desert Eagle, any kill will go a very long way here.
It will indeed. They went in for the full rifles though, and Larry, on the Zeus, I really like the Zeus, right? Back in the, well, not back in the day, like a couple of months ago, I remember seeing, I don't actually know which team it was, but it was definitely a Russian core going in for Zico, basically. Just everybody had like full Zeuses going into the corners, and they actually worked out quite well. Look at Fozil go here. He is going to be on the Deagle, and he gets traded on back here with the back turned away. He couldn't have really done anything. The A side completely empty. The bomb's going to go down. The round's going to be won. But what's important right now is to try to pick up a single frag or two out here for Team Space. That's exactly what they're looking forward to. And Scenario, that's exactly what he's trying to deny, as another conga line goes down here, and he finds 3 to shut them all off. An attempt was made, Sneaky, but nothing really could have worked out here. It's going to be 8-6, and good news, good news, Eagles, Guild Eagles, are going to be going on over for their good news for their 8th round. And look at that, it worked out! A kill got made, didn't it?
That was brutal. One of the only 2 AKs brought into the round now sits in the hands of Larry. As Scenario, shadow spotted, trying to bait in a shot. Scenario knows what he's doing, but Larry just holding steadfast. Yeah, Larry's having none of it. Oh, wait, it was all a distraction. And Opsy comes in from behind, swoops down upon him like a superhero. Well, that will be a very nice cleanup. No AK save.
Nope. No AK save, but that was a beautiful puppet show. Again, using those shadows to your advantage, because we all know how shadows are so OP into CS2 now. Much more than on CSGO, I would rather say. That, hey, work it to your advantage, bait them out, and it worked out beautifully. Even the Zeus kill got made, he got some money for it, everybody's happy at the end of that round. And now round number 15, Sneaky, it's gonna be a full buy versus the bonus that we got left to for G&E. What do you think is gonna happen, as we do have another push on down towards the B side here?
I mean, I'm hoping for some carnage. I want to see some fast and flashy frags, and that's exactly what Flatcher tries to deliver here. The Mech 10, the perfect weapon for being the first man out, does a lot of damage to N0, and eventually converts the kill. Larry, though, brings it into a 4 versus 3. Trudy spots another falling out of the apartment. Synopsy eventually gets his way out as Flatcher charging over, but that A1S does eventually pick it up. But look at this positioning from Trudy. Peering above the smoke in towards Market. Oh my good lord, goes down to Flatro. A menacing swing, and Larry also to fall. There's G&E looking for a 9th here. This would be such a massive conversion. As look at Flatro go, doing it all, dancing around. Such an obstacle for Team Space to deal with here, and they can't handle over him. Instead, they get flattened by him. And G&E, that is a monster opening gun round of the half to be winning. Team Space, back foot for sure.
Juan Flacho, did you time travel back to your major winning days? That was insane on the peak. Did you saw that man just go in and pre-fire onto the headshots, finding 2 in a row to shut them down and actually just convert into that round 9-6. And because of that, they are going to be allowed to have a chance at the double digits before Team Space even get close to their own scoreline. That is absolutely just godlike. Coming in from Juan Flacho, and everybody else from GNE also played it beautifully to be just molding around each other and actually getting into a little bit of a consistent state on the communications as well, because that was a little bit of an issue. Got to see on the first map of Ancient. So now the reverse sweep is truly possible because they have this huge advantage.
Yeah, I'm just still worried about G&E and closing games, and also G&E and pistol rounds. This formula for Team Space picked them up 3 separate rounds on Vertigo. They weren't winning any gun rounds. It was almost exclusively the pistols in that first half that were creating all the carnage. And look at this buy. It's Eagles, it's 5-7s, it's scary, but so is GXX. Without an ult required, picks up an ISA-1S kill at range as Fozil. That is brutal. And GXX now in the danger zone. Fozil circling him like a shark, but Synopsy thankfully dispatches him in 0. Saneri continuing to push on through. Jumps straight past Fozil, and what a headshot that is. Rick on as well.
Wow.
Sends Larry to the Shadow Realm, and Vert left in a 1v4 admittedly with an A1S, but he's going to have to go away and save this rifle, as that's 10 on the board now. The GNE.
That's something new and fresh. Late into Mirage as well. We're already well deep into Mirage, 17 rounds in, and we're still seeing new stuff come up. GXX has taken a page right off Riggins' book, and he started to be aggressive. He started to jump into these smokes, started to actually try to find that man advantage, and before he gets taken down, trying to play that long-range engage. So I love what I'm seeing. I also love, especially coming out of GNE right now, that they're all balanced, but we have outliers like Raygon being 18 and 11 now, just courtesy of how good his game was on Mirage up until now. And it's going to continue to be good because this guy just hasn't stopped the momentum. He's been stacking up, and on an 18 to 11, I'm surely just 100% sure that we're going to get to see him on 20 frags at the very least. And round number 17 is going to be coming up right now with a full buy coming out of space. This is a must-win round for the City side. Otherwise, Larry, N0, and their men are going to be going down the wire with Trunic and Vert not even being able to see a fracture of what they were able to actually show us on Ancient. They've been struggling.
Yeah, they certainly have in this last map at the very least. It's almost like they've petered out. They've run out of steam here, but G&E are just shoveling further coal on this fire. They're keeping this train moving. But does Team Space have a response? Larry spots a man in towards middle. GXX decides, you know what, I'm not going to die early today. Instead, Synopsy pushes the window smoke on Flatcher. A massive swing onto Larry, catches him completely unawares. Synopsy furthers his killing tally, leaving N0 and Vert in a 2 versus 4, and this is a nightmare scenario. N0 volley, but will be forced out into the gunfight. Bomb will not be planted because of this. And Flatcher coming into the backline tries to assist, but GXX doesn't need help. He gets off the plant and then goes for the restick. And with that, 11 rounds seems almost a certainty for GNE.
And again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The aggression coming out here from GNE is so new, so fresh, and so rewarding for this team that it is absolutely just a treat to the eye to see out here. Guild Eagles, they're doing everything they can to keep this afloat, and they are doing an absolutely immense job at it. If 5 rounds up over the enemy right now, Team Space are just struggling for any sort of answer, any sort of buy, and yet still they don't call in attack will pause because there's nothing to talk about at this point. They are just getting out-aimed by the GNE squad, and this hasn't happened even on Vertigo. On Vertigo, we got to see a lot of rounds where they were just overwhelmed, sure, but Team Space still were winning out duels. Now, on Mirage, it's just not happening.
Yeah, this is what happens when GNE play with confidence, hit those shots. It is a masterclass we are witnessing here, just at least in the fragging department. Now a stack up towards the T stairs as Team Space have brought everything they can into this round, trying to deny GNE a map point, a series point. Quarterfinals berth awaits them if they're able to win just 2 more rounds. So we've seen them have 2 chances to close before. They're going to have a lot more than this. As Trunic not going to have much chance of survival if he gets overwhelmed by all 5 Eagles players. Trunic, they hear him burning in the molly. Does at least have a smoke to put the fire out, but as Yuto continues to be thrown onto the site, it's somehow Bozal to get away with the opener.
Oh, they still
on the
haven't spotted him.
palace.
Going on down, he did manage to find 1 and 2. He stays alive. Trunic, insane to be able to actually work it out. Trunic finds 3 and just saved this round away from Team Space in the middle of that smoke. There's no way he got out there. GXX tried to go in for the flick but couldn't connect. That is Trunic all day. Oh my goodness, how did nobody check for him? He went on by, and I did see Synopsy attempt to spray through it. Attempt to spray through that smoke and see if he can find that MP9, but at the end of the day, he got in the corner in front of the boxes and just managed to barely get out there and now find 4 frags to win the round for Space. That is extremely crucial for Space to try to attempt a comeback right now. It's the only chance they've got. They're not allowed to lose a single round from here on out.
Yeah, the problem is GNE actually knew he was there, but they were trying to fight forward in order to fight backwards because they were under so much pressure from so many different angles. Trunic, the fact he's able to just wriggle his way in front of the palace boxes is criminal. There's now when Flatro looks to commit a double homicide in middle, equally as criminal, some could say, but Fozal puts that idea to bed very quickly. GXX, a fantastic response, but Zero playing a tricky angle to deal with on the site itself. Flashed off of his position, drops in a smoke as Larry drops down Synopsy, and that complicates things for GNE. This cannot be a time where they start letting things slip, and GXX looks to be the kingpin, the glue holding this assault together.
It is indeed Teneri trying to now take down Nzeto on the AWP. The IGL doesn't really have too much to work with out here, but he's still trying to try to get inside the bench. And he is going to be falling on down to a headshot, looking in for the second. Rigon knows how to hold this one. He has the crosser right on the head there of Vert, but it doesn't matter now because Vert did just go down to Scenari, and Scenari continues to look in for frags as Trunic's the last man standing, and this is going to be 12 right now on the board because we're going to be taking a look on over to the match point for the Guild Eagles side. These guys were down and out for the fight on Asian, but they brought it right back on a map that nobody thought they could bring it back on Vertigo, and now they're showing us a masterclass performance on Mirage as well. This is absolute insanity coming out here for the round of 16 on the playoffs.
I cannot believe we've gotten to this point after a dejected regulation loss on Ancient. We go on to Vertigo with a vigor I have not seen from GNE in a very long time. And now with 5 opportunities to close, Team Space very much backed up against the wall. Guild Eagles 1.08 to the 7.09, and now the odds in their favor to close out this map. And I can see why. I can also see why they're not too dominant, because I've seen GNE play many a time before, but as much as it is a case of it's not over till it's over, there's a heavy advantage in this round. Vert on a FAMAS. Trunic and Vert still not performing. Util lackluster. Rigon speedily out onto the site. to try and find an opening kill. It won't be afforded to him just yet. Instead, it's actually Trudy to pick up one. When Fletcher was on the trade, GXX one more. But Larry is doubled up in this smoke, and Seneri fluffs his lines. It will not be a 12, well, excuse me, will not be a 13-7 finish. Does Team Space keep the fight going?
Well, that was Larry finding a triple up inside of the side, just absolutely demolishing the full-on takedown. He attempted to actually come out of CT and try to play it one by one, but he saw them all just line up in front of his crosshair. What was he about to do? Just stop shooting? No. He just absolutely took them all down as fast as he could. And now the buy is coming into a closeout here for GNE. If they lose this round as well, they're going to be reset, and it could be Team Space trying to get on over to 10. But that is still quite a bit away. We're into round number 21, a very important round for the whole of CSGO and for CS2 as well. Now the Wild Lotus moves in through mid and tries to find the bomb. Can he catch off Synopsy on the rotate? Not just yet. Larry gets spotted on the barrel there, and the headshot does get made by One Fletcher as he waits for his perfect opportunity. One Fletcher on 2, sees the third one as well on top of mid. But it doesn't matter now. Down to a 2-4-2. Rigon wants to get inside of CT and dispatch of Mr. Trunic right now. Vert coming in to help him out in from connector, and it is going to be Enzero moving on back towards CT as well. Smoke on down for the top of Con. GXX still on the AWP. And this is a tough angle to hold in with the AWP, but he's going to try to do it anyway. Sees the first one, shuts him down, and still the peak doesn't come on out here from Trudic. He still holds the line, and he managed to find that frag. Trudic on 2, and now it's all back up to Rigon. 1v2, half HP. Can this man do it with no util and only a flash?
We'll have to wait and see. Oh no, Trudic's already sick of that defuse. The spray's not going to convert in time, and Rigon even goes down for his sins. The peak unfortunately goes unrewarded as Team Space looking to pick up a 10th round tier. Guild Eagles cannot afford to go for a buy here. Just bring in a couple of pistols and see what you can make happen. That's about the best they should be offering up here. As Team Space are very eager to take this one to an OT. I'm already going to guarantee you now, if this one goes to an overtime, this will be Team Space's map to win.
Oh, that is a big thing to say right now, Sneaky. Seeing as how things have been going, yeah, I get why you're saying it, but at this point in time, they still have 3 rounds to try to close this one off. And we've seen how eco rounds go into this best of 3, right? So never put it best, right? Let's try to play in for the last round anyways. Let's see where it's going to take us. A technical pause coming on out here for Mirage. And it's the first one that we have in the whole best of 3. So, hey, it was expected, but at least it happened towards the very end. So we have a little bit of time to cool off, to chill, to, try to realize what's going on right now.
Yeah, just not entirely sure what that tech pause is for. Hopefully we'll have some information with you in a moment. But in the meantime, Guild, they're going to have the information that Team Space is definitely on a buy round tier, and that their backs are slowly being pushed up against the wall. As much as they have 3 more opportunities to close, that will quickly be whittled down to 2. And if they lose that gun round, then overtime is pretty much a guarantee. They've got to get that in their heads that it is a possibility, and the pressure of having to close it out, they just can't let it get to them like they do so often in the past.
So, but again, still no info for the technical pause, so we're just waiting to see how round number 22 is going to be played on now once we get there. Oh, and we do have a reason as to why the technical pause happened. Mouse battery low for one of the players out here for Space, so they have to just change out the batteries. It's okay, it happens.
We're gonna figure it on out. Hopefully you do have spares though, coming on out here for the Team Space side. Shouldn't be. I do believe that the whole squad out here for Team Space is also not playing into the same building or the same room. As I'm pretty sure that Team Space, are they a whole organization or are they just how BNE were before?
No, Team Space are owned by a Russian org. I'm not sure
Okay.
who owns the Russian org. All I know is they had 24 followers on Instagram when I checked them out last time.
Right.
So they are pretty new to the sphere. I'm pretty sure winning the East Europe Series 1 was one of their first tournaments together, which was wild. It really was the miracle run.
Yeah. We also have to remember, we've been here together onto the CCT for over a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild.
Yeah, so it's been past some time ever since we started off the first online series here for CCT. I don't even remember what it was. I've been here from the very beginning. I think it might have been Central. No, it wasn't
Central Europe 1 was the first
Was it the
CCT
first one?
tournament we had.
Yeah. Damn. We've had 8 renditions of those. But
Yeah, we've had 8
back to the game at
Centrals,
hand
4
here for a
Easts.
second.
I agree, and Zero jumping on top of the boxes was not able to deny the initial bomb plant, so that is at least something for GNE. Lovely
Yeah.
headshot from Vert there, though. As bomb time it keeps on ticking away. Rickon finds another frag. So much damage dealt to Trunic and Larry, but unfortunately they will not be able to capitalize on just a pistol round. They will not be giving Team Space a taste of their own medicine just yet. This round is the most important of the game so far. GNE, this is their last opportunity to properly get every single weapon they could ever hope to muster into play.
Well, this is it. This is the round where they're going to be putting all of their eggs into one basket, and if they're about to break them, well, they've got no other time than right now. Today is the day. The present is being played. Round number 23. Sneaky, I'm taking a look on down to 5 AKs versus that AWP coming out of Larry. I think that's going to be the most important part of this B push, because Larry, if he's able to rotate back away towards the middle and shut down at least 2 players here, the round is so damn winnable out here for Team Space.
I mean,
But-
that's a pretty big if, though.
Yes, Enzero's already playing down in towards short, so I don't think he has a reason to go down towards middle. He's holding down the anchor for the B side, and that is a huge nade onto Scenari and for one flash row.
And while Flatcher is dead, and Zero cuts him down. This is a nightmare to start off the most important round of the game. Overtime looming in the wings, 5 opportunities to close, whittled down to just a single if this one goes awry. They'll have the loss bonus to make up for it, but it still won't be affording them a full buy if at all, as foes almost through Synopsy. Oh god, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone so horrendously wrong. Rickon and Scenari a 2v5. And look at them, they're being held by Larry. Forget Larry pushing short. The rest of his teammates have done all the hard work for him.
If this is a best of 3 with 2 overtimes on the clock on the board, then you already know that this whole thing is so damn close, so evenly matched up right now, and it is going to be Larry just being granted that frag onto Rigon, basically being allowed to spot him in before he even peeks. Again, Peeker's advantage coming in and all of that, but Scenari is less than 1v4, and honestly at this point in time, this man cannot hope to find an 8 in 20 seconds to hold it down, so it's most likely going to be 12 to 11. As much as he may try, he's going to be looking in for frags, and it is going to be Enzedo shutting him down. So, we're going to be having ourselves round number 24 up until the very last round of regulations to see if it's either 13 to 11, a miracle round here for the Gold Eagles, or if we're going back into overtime and back to what we saw in Ancient.
I'll be honest, I did not think we'd get to this point. I really thought GNE would be able to convert, but no. Closing out still a massive problem for this team, especially up against one so CT-sided as Space. 60 CT round win percentage is pretty damn impressive indeed. On the flip side, only 47% on T. It's no wonder them finding 6 has been able to propel them this far in the right direction. But can they withstand the test of time? Can they withstand the test of a slightly weaker buy here? They've got everything they could possibly need. 5 kits, 5 rounds of full Kevlar, everybody on a full belt of utility. Even Larry on his signature weapon in the orb. It all comes down to this moment here. It all comes down to whether or not GNE can do it from behind.
It all comes down to the Mac 10 as well, looking down onto Fozol. He's going to be shut on down. Synopsy first frag of the round, and it's not looking like a good start out here for the GNE squad, but they're going to be getting inside of the A side, checking on down to A. It is going to be looking on down to the absolute hold of a century here for Team Space. They have the whole crossfire ready to go, and they've packed it up to lunch. To delivery, it is going to be Rigon falling on down as well. One flasher left in a 1v5 ace touch situation, and this is going to be overtime in a flawless manner as well. Mirage is far from finished, as this best of 3 still has yet to find itself a winner.
And this is why I'm a pessimist when it comes to Bad News Eagles.
Right.
5 chances to close. 12 to 7. That is a very reasonable amount of rounds to be expected to close out a map in. They do all the hard work. All the hard work, getting up to that 12th round on the board. And now they've been slapped straight back down again. They've been taken cruelly to another OT by a team space that refuses to give up. I don't know what kind of juice they put in that dying mouse, but it's setting them a flawless round. And another pretty damn convincing victory behind it. Fozil now in mid-window, naded slightly into the wall. The G&E stack themselves up for a full A execute. As there will be 2 players here initially to receive it. They miss out Larry behind the triple boxes as Larry peers on in for another monster conversion.
Monster conversion indeed. Synopsis is going to be able to find one though, and Scenario actually gets some advantage on over with the kill on Fozil coming on down towards Connector. So now coming in from jungle and from Connector as well. It's going to be up to Enzero to try to do something. Invert is left in a 1v2, sees one on the triple boxes, but doesn't shut him down just yet. Plays inside of CT, and Scenario is asking for the double peek, but it won't happen just yet. Synopsis checking down on the stairs, sees or hears the jump actually, might as well said. And Vert left in a 1v1 as he shuts him down, has the AK in hand, looks in for the headshot, playing headshot himself, has a little bit of time to work with the defuse kit and the smoke in hand, but is going to be throwing it on down. Flash as well, let's see how he goes for the defuse, and he only baits out the spray, as he is going to be able to find a frag and the round here. Vert, in a 1v2 clutch, manages to save the day, and there you have it, 13-12, Team Space, 6 rounds in a row here. They managed to make it happen. Mirage, you said it perfectly. So damn momentum based, and right now that is exactly what Space are doing.
I also said that if Space take this to OT, G&E will not have the tenacity to hold on. And I do not think they will after losing that 1 versus 2. Vert plays that perfectly. A Molotov to isolate both of his duels, to give them a sound cue if they decide to go for the swing. Denies them being able to double swing. And then shots are whiffed by both players. Excellent flashbang behind his smoke. The game sense on Vert there was just perfect. Team Space now with this 1 round advantage continue to bludgeon G&E. They have no momentum, no gas left in the tank. They're running on fumes here, and Team Space are loving it.
They're loving it indeed. The Gungnir out here for Larry has been an absolute staple of this Team Space defense, and it's going to be continuing on as far as it can. Nade on down towards Connector. It doesn't actually check in to see if there's anybody in front of it. The Fozil, he does have the ears to be hearing what's going down on middle right now, hearing all the jumps being made. There's a full-on push happening right now for the G&E squad on top of mid, and it's going to be Raygon finding the first one, looking on down towards ladder room, and it's going to be Fozil finding yet another headshot onto the Opera. Right now, Raygon is down to 19 HP as well, so he's scared of pushing on in, but N0 is going to do it for him, and perhaps find the frag as well. N0 just waiting for his opportunity, Fozil being the first one to fall, and Raygon actually wins that one on down to be shutting out the IGL right now. Team Space, they're the ones not having the advantage. They're the ones struggling, but Larry's still alive, and you forgot that Tunic is fighting as well. Tunic, he might have had a tough time around here onto Mirage, but he's trying to bring it on back, and he is still net positive on those kills, 18 and 15, and he's going to continue from a 2v4 back down to a 2v2, and very, very limited HP remaining out here for the G&E squad.
They do at least get the bomb planted, though. That's one of the more important parts. There's no retake util other than a single flash for Team Space. Even aid actually on one Flatro. I would advise him against throwing that until maybe the defuse starts to be stuck as Rigon sticks it to Larry. An excellent 50 cal round delivered as Tunic realizes he won't be able to deliver on this round. Decides to scamper away, save that valuable AK into the next round. And with that, it will be a 13-13 scoreline. As much as my confidence in G&E is shaken, they are still more than capable of bringing this one back.
You know, your confidence is fading away. Mine is just only growing bigger right now because, yeah, sure, they lost 6 rounds in a row. It does goddamn happen. But you also have to think about it at the end of the day. This is also a very, very good map for Team Space. And they were waiting onto the city side. They performed when they needed it most. And up against the pressure, they were able to actually stay alive and afloat. So now that finally the Guild Eagles managed to break away that momentum from them and find a round to shut them down, 13-13 isn't the worst case scenario. They're going to be the ones moving on over to the city side after this half switch. And the overtime could be going in their favor depending on how these early frags get made. Because looking down at it, for round number, what is it, 27 already? It is going to be the double off setup on the T side for G&E.
On the T side?
Yeah, you don't get to see that every day.
No, you certainly don't. Rigon picking up an AWP with GXX as Rigon has almost doubled GXX's frag at this late stage of the map. Would have been nice to have seen a bit more out of the primary AWP for this G&E squad earlier on into the map. But beggars can't be choosers. This one Flancher now chooses to take lower mid control. Does he anticipate that there's still a man in ladder and Vert sitting there patiently waiting for Honflancher to make a mistake, peer on in, overextend as that nade is brutal coming from the bottom of the stairs. And Honflancher is one of 2 people left on this G&E side with a full belt of utility. He cannot afford to go down without at least siphoning some of it over to his team.
Gotta wait now. Molotov on down towards ramp. The bomb is gonna be staying out here on the middle for the G&E side. And they are gonna be pushing it through connector. They're gonna be meeting up with Fozil up first, but up next is gonna be Tunic as well. Can he deny? Can he respond back with a couple of kills? I love the aggression coming out of Vert though. He managed to find Synopsy, and nobody checked away from Tunic right now. He has a perfect angle to find these frags. He sees the bomb as well, and he shuts them all down. There you have it. Vert on 2, Tunic on 1, and that's a shutdown. Team Space bring it right on back, and they find a 14-13 split onto the first overtime, as they need only 2 more rounds to win it all out here.
A very painful reminder of what happened back on Ancient. G&E, opportunity there to close out 13-11. Another opportunity here to close out 13-7. Yes, they have a remarkable victory on Vertigo, a dominant 13-6, but they could have won this entire damn thing 2-0 if we reflect upon it. Much as that was unlikely given their recent results, this needs to be a better result for G&E. They got sponsors to please, they've got an orb behind them now. They're no longer just playing for themselves, there is that added pressure. The GXX peers into mid, but already the first frag lost. Oh no, the second shot missed as well. It's a 3-on-5 for G&E, constantly backed up into a corner. And Flatcher boosted up onto them in boxes, but that's the kind of play they should have started the round with. I don't know if they're going to find a trade from it now.
I mean, they're gonna try. That's all they can do at this point in time. When Flatcher, Scenario, and Synopsy left on out here into the 3v5, there is still Larry alive there with the AWP, and it is going to be the push on down towards middle. So Juan Flatcher, he needs to go absolutely monstrous if he wants to hold this one alive. And yeah, it's just not going to happen, Sneaky. They're all going down one by one. It's going from bad to worse here for the Guild Eagles side. Man, and we had such high hopes for them coming in 12-7, right? It was looking so good, and now it's going to be match point here for Team Space once more into overtime.
Somebody please hire G&E, a good sports psychologist, because their inability to close out series is just grinding at this point. Mr. 777 himself comes up with lucky numbers, another frag to his tally as Scenari boxed in 1v5. He finds Larry, but it doesn't matter. The T's have a near unlimited economy in OT and the bomb plant, and now a round win. And Zero ensures that Scenari is not left standing, and GNE now need 2 rounds of their own in order to take us not to a victory, but to a double overtime where we go again.
And can I just say that for the T side right now, everybody's above 20 kills besides Vert. And Vert already played it out his damn mind on Vertigo. So, what can we even say at this point in time, man? Team Space, they've somehow brought it back in just around about 7 to 8 rounds. And just have completely turned the tables on GNE.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous way to round out Mirage as Team Space geared up for it. They grab the bomb on their routes towards B. As Zero decides to dive down in towards Underpass, checking his corners slowly. There's nobody there to receive him for now. It will just be Rickon on the back of B. Scenari holding the short side play to try and dispatch of this Team Space offensive. Footsteps made by N0, but Scenari, I don't think he's heard it yet.
Not just yet. Scenario waiting for a perfect opportunity, and both him and Regan are holding down towards apartments. They know that something is about to happen here, as Mid is being held on too. It is going to be Vert trying to get a little bit of noise made in towards the middle side of the map to get Scenario to check into short, as the push might just be about to be happening right now. TS waiting for a perfect opportunity. They do have a little bit of util still left to work with coming into it now. 40 seconds on the clock. Let's see them. going in for the waterfall any moment now. It's gonna be Bert running in through the Molotov and actually finding damage on the scenario.
No
shutting him
way.
down. Find the first frag. Larry finds the second. And it's all going wrong out here for the Guild Eagles as they're about to fall down one by one. It's all up left to one Fletcher and Synopsy. And it's all falling away. It's all going down. It's all going wrong, Sneaky. As Team Space are gonna be your winners here for the best of 3 heading on over to the quarterfinals.
That is one of the more painful ways I've ever seen B&E lose. Team Space, they do it again. They are the upset merchants of CCT here. G&E have fallen to them before, but this one is just all the more prickly. And I just don't know what to say anymore. I feel like there needs to be a change in G&E. I've talked about this with multiple other talent, but they always say, who would you even replace any of these players with? They are the best of what Kosovo has to offer. It's not like you can just pick out parts of other regions, and they would never have the same meshing gel that this G&E lineup has had for so long. The power of friendship, though, perhaps wearing thin, as they just can't close out these series. I was not joking about a sports psychologist. These boys need to just sit down and have a chat with someone about being able to finish what they start.
Yeah, but right now going down to 16-13s, it definitely hurts going back to CSGO in this matter, as we don't have fond memories right now of what just happened. Sadly, Guild Eagles are going to be sent out of the CCT here for the Eastern European stage as well, and the next time we're going to be seeing them is going to be tonight in the online finals here for the CCT as well. So I hope you guys are going to be looking forward on to that one as well. But this is going to be the end for the best of 3. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed this best of 3, and I hope you, Sneaky, as well enjoyed it, as it is going to be one of the last few ones we're going to get out of you here for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, we are coming to the end of my tenure as a caster. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's show. I've got one more left in me, one more best of 3 before I'll tell you what's happening at the end of the stream. But in the meantime, ladies and gents, we are throwing to a quick break whilst we change servers, change teams. Up next is Inter Breach versus Project G, and Thomas is back in the lineup. So we've got that to look forward to. See you all after this short 10 or so minute break.
Bye-bye, guys.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One play. One XBet.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Watch the matches with VO3.GG, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with VO3.GG.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.